morning, social media world, to everyone on the social media stage this morning. So, a spiritual awakening is something that happens to you on the inside. It's not something that happens on the outside. Okay. A spiritual awakening is a shift of mind space. And the shift in the mind space allows for the heart space. Because what happens is a spiritual awakening comes on tap when the soul is tired of living against its grain. Okay? And the only way to satisfy this new desire of the soul, which is seated in the heart, which is why it's very important to honor the heart, it causes you to change. And if you don't change, that's where the battle comes in. You don't allow the change and just allow yourself to flow with the way the energy is guiding you and directing you to change. Okay. And I'm a person that kind of flows. I've always flowed my whole life. And even when I had my spiritual awakening, I had difficulty changing certain things. So when you get triggered, I talk about a trigger a lot, and your triggers show you where you need your healing in order to bring about this change that your soul is desiring within your heart. It's your mind that fights it. Because a lot of times when you have a spiritual awakening, the changes that you're intuitively guided to bring in, or what life forces you to allow, isn't always acceptable in the mind. Because you have to remember, we have all been conditioned to have closed minds. Most of us don't actually have open minds, and most of us actually do judge. You all aren't as, non-judgmental as you think. There's a lot of evil eye shit that goes on in this world. Okay. And it's funny, I could be in conversation with people, and like, you're telling me one thing, you're giving me the evil eye at the same time. It's really insane. When we all start to walk in our authenticity, where if you don't like somebody, that's cool. Let them know you don't like them. Don't pretend to be their friend. So in a spiritual awakening, what happens is you actually also will start to speak that truth. Because you'll have no choice, because anything other than your truth will go against the grain of your soul, which is the seat of your heart. That's why it's very important to go within and go in here, So how do you go in here? How do you allow a spiritual awakening? How do you actually roll with it? Well, you choose yourself. You stop doing things to please other people, whether it be a parent, a friend, a child, a spouse, or a boss. You stop doing things to please other people that go against your own grain. But you have to allow this. A lot of people don't think they can allow this because this person is attached to this job because they need this money, and that may be true. But what is it that you have to change in order to bring change to that circumstance? What did I do? Because I don't work a typical 9-to-5 job anymore, and I'm a single mother, and I left the matrix under that vise. And so what did I do? Well, the first thing I did was I worked 3 jobs to pay off all my debt. That's the first thing I did. I worked a shit ton to get myself out of the hole I put myself in. You got to show up for yourself. So you want to have a true spiritual awakening. You want your kundalini to rise. You want to wear God's armor. You want to have the magic of the world appear to you like that. You got to do the inner work. It comes from within. It's not some outside source that gives to you. It's what you allow yourself to receive because you become the magnet to attract it, as opposed to the person chasing after everything. That's what a spiritual awakening does. It gets you to stop chasing after what you want and allow yourself to go within and become what it is you are. Because then that attracts what you came here to have for your highest timeline. The different dimensional frequencies that exist on this plane that we live in called Earth. Fear is the lowest vibrational frequency. It will keep you stuck from rising into the higher dimensions. Because the only way to shift your reality and shift your vibration and shift your timeline and the dimension that you live in, what you experience as the person in your outside world, you have to raise your vibrational frequency. And you got to heal the fear with love. Come out of fear and step into love. The only way to do that is to choose yourself and to do that for yourself. And stop giving away your energy to what you think love is. Love is a commitment. Love is not an emotion. Are you committed to yourself? Who is committed to you? Are you committing to people who are not committed to you? Are you committing to things that are not committed to you? Why? Why? You don't need anything outside of yourself. None of us do. But you have to go within to know that. You know? So a spiritual awakening, if you allow it to, will be the greatest change you ever allow yourself to have. Because it's actually stepping into that true, authentic self. You know? And source energy, true source energy, is high vibrational. If you allow that energy in without your body having the proper cavity for it, your mind is going to go nuts. It's not going to affect your heart space. It's going to affect the brain. And you're going to not have a clue as to what's happening around you or within you because you're not aware of yourself and how you function as a human. So if you want to have a true spiritual awakening, it's picking yourself apart and changing all of the things that are negative within. And most of it comes from the mind space. And a lot of it is also caused by trauma that we've experienced in the heart space. You know, if you suffered some sort of trauma in your life growing up, whatever that may be, however that resonates for you, and trauma is anything outside of joy. If you experience some sort of trauma in your life and you haven't let go of the fact that you had this trauma, you're still holding on to that energy and it's fucking up your chakra system. And it's causing pain in your heart. That's the way it works. That's the way the energy works. And you can transmute it. You are the only one who can transmute it. You can go see a psychic, you can go get a healing, you can have Reiki, you can have energy work done to you. But if someone else is facilitating this energy work, it's going to keep you stuck. You are the one in control of your own vessel. You have to learn how to do your own energy work. You have to go within yourself and figure it out. You've got to figure out you. I can help you because when I look at you, I can see the true you. It's just how my eye is. But this is the work I'm supposed to be doing. I'm here to help everyone. Whoever wants the help that crosses my path. But it's a real thing. And it happens from within, inside. A spiritual awakening is not all of a sudden, oh, I want crystals and I want, a lot of free time to meditate. That's not a spiritual awakening. That's just being spiritual. There's a very big difference as to being spiritual and having a spiritual awakening. And not all people who are spiritual have had a true spiritual awakening. You will change. When you have an awakening and you awaken to everything, because when you awaken to the truth of yourself, you will awaken to the truths of the world. When you awaken to the truths of the world, you will awaken to yourself. And I'm going to tell you something. If you can't believe that aliens are real and are here contacting our people on our planet and, helping our government or not helping or whatever's going on, you will never be able to believe what your third eye is going to show you in the astral and celestial realms. If I told any of you what I see, you would think I was seriously crazy. I go, oh my God. Or you'd go, oh my God, I want to see what she sees. Because it really is fucking incredible what's here for us. And the amount of love that's here for us, all of us, every single fucking person on this planet, is insurmountable. But no one allows. Because maybe you don't know it's there. Because maybe you don't know what love is. Love is not an emotion. Love is not romance between a man and a woman. It comes from love, but that is not what love is. Love is so much more than that. Love is a commitment to your greatest, highest good and the greatest, highest good of humanity. Are you loving? It starts with self. It begins with self. Go within. The way to change the world is to change yourself. And world peace is absolutely 100% possible, and I know it. I've known it ever since I was a little girl. the problem is, we all don't want it. Because if we all wanted it, if we all truly wanted it, we would have it right now. Because the reflection of the state of the world is a reflection of the group consciousness. So you want to change the group consciousness by individually changing your own, because that will change the group consciousness, because we are all one consciousness. Whether you want to believe that or not is another story, but we are all one consciousness. We're not one being, but we're one energy source. We come from the same place. We're just different expressions in a human body. So what are you expressing within your human body? And are you loving? And do you want world peace? Because if you do, you're going to have no choice but to bring about change. It starts with yourself. Become the change you wish to see. Can you? Will you? What do you want? I know what I want. And every day, I put effort and energy into that. We have free will. Choose wisely. Namaste.